The next topic is supply analysis. We did demand analysis, we study demand from consumer's point of view, while we study supply from producer's point of view. How producer think, how he is going to sell the commodity, that is supply analysis. Samuelson rightly defines supply, that supply is the relationship between the market price and the amount of goods producer is willing to offer or willing to supply. So that is supply. Now there are various determinants of supply. Let's have a look at it. The first determinant of supply is the price of the commodity. Higher the price, higher will be the quantity supplied, opposite to demand. Lower the price, lower will be the quantity supply. Second, state of technology. Higher the technological advancement, more quantities can be produced. So higher the state of technology, higher the supply. Lower the state of technology, lower will be the supply. The third determinant is cost of production. If the cost of production is lower, then producer can supply more quantity. But if the cost of production is higher, then producer will not supply more of the quantity. Then next point is infrastructural facility. If producer is getting good infrastructural facility, quantity supplied will be higher. If the infrastructural facility is not that good, quantity supplied will be lower. The next one is the government policy. If government policy is favoring producer, quantity supplied will be higher. But if government policies are against producer, that means higher taxation of a particular commodity, at that time quantity supplied will be lower. The next one is natural condition. If nature favors, the quantity supplied is more. Example, agricultural goods. If there is a good monsoon, quantity supplied of wheat, rice will be higher. If there is bad monsoon, then the quantity supplied of grains will be lower. The next determinant is future expectation. If supplier thinks कि in nearby future particular commodity will fetch more price, so he will stop supply right now and will supply goods in the near future. So that is going to affect the supply. So these 7 points are the determinants of supply. The next we are going with is the law of supply given by Alfred Marshall. Alfred Marshall said that higher the price of a commodity, more will be quantity supplied, and lower the price of the commodity, lesser quantity will be supplied. Since we believe in partial equilibrium as per the microeconomics, so every law has certain assumptions. The first assumption of this law is there is no change in the state of technology. Second, no change in cost of production. Third, no change in infrastructure facility. Fourth, no change in government policy. Fifth, no change in natural condition. Sixth, and no change in future expectation about the prices. So these are the assumption. You can see supply schedule, and accordingly you will see with the rise in price, quantity supplied is more, and that's why supply curve is positively shaped going upwards as opposed to demand curve which goes downward. The next point is changes in supply and variation in supply. Variation in supply is nothing but the expansion and contraction of supply. Higher the price, higher will be quantity supplied. So on upper part you can see expansion. Lower the price, lower will be quantity supplied. So on lower price you will see contraction. This happens only and only because of the price of the commodity. The other part is changes in the supply, which increases the supply or decreases the supply. So that basically happens because of any other factor other than price. So you can say monsoon or good condition of agriculture. If there is a good monsoon, supply will be higher and supply curve moves towards right. And if there is a bad monsoon, supply will be lower and supply curve moves towards left. There are certain exceptions to law of supply. The first and foremost exception to law of supply is backward bending labor curve. Basically, law of supply says higher the price, higher the quantity supplied. But in case of labor, since it's a human factor, if you increase their income, they will supply labor, but after a particular point of time, labor will not be willing to work. So if you increase his income, then also the labor will not be willing to work. So because of that, the curve takes a backward shape. So that is a backward bending labor curve. Second, urgent need of cash. If producer is having urgent need of cash, so at that time producer will be willing to supply its goods at lower cost as well, because he wants to get rid of the stock. So at that time the law of supply actually doesn't hold good. The third exception is agricultural goods. For agricultural goods, basically higher the price, higher the quantity supply, this concept doesn't work because you cannot produce more quantity of it. So whatever agriculture produced by the producer, they are supposed to sell it in that particular time frame only. They cannot produce more of a quantity because it takes time to produce agricultural goods. The fourth one is rare articles. With the rare articles, no matter what is the prices, but quantity supplied cannot be increases. For example, the painting of Mona Lisa. So if anyone is offering a way higher price, still he cannot make the another painting. So that is the example of rare articles. And the last one is perishable goods. If the goods are perishing in a day, for example fish. So if fish is not sold in a particular day, the next day it is a stale fish. So if a fisherman is unable to sell his fish in one day, he will try to sell the entire stock at lower price as well. So that is exceptions to law of supply. So that constitute our chapter supply.